Shani Fannies. Welcome to Educating Shani. I'm Shani and I'm recovering from an eating disorder, and I also just came out to the world. All of it, the whole world, all of the internets, on all of the interwebs, and all the people. Hi Shani, hi! Welcome to this unedited Q&A. So there's gonna be a lot of awkward pauses. Aren't you excited? I used to do these all the time, and I figured that I would do that for this one because this is a Q&A all about my coming out and my coming out video. So get comfortable. I don't know how long this will be. I'm just gonna keep going until I feel like stopping. So you're welcome. And if I can't get to everybody's questions, I'm gonna try, but I don't think I'll be able to because holy crap, you guys sent me a lot of questions, not only on YouTube, but on Instagram Messenger. Holy smokes, so many questions. So anyway, let's just jump right into it. If you're new around here, welcome. I'm Shani. I am in recovery for an eating disorder. I made a channel about my eating disorder recovery and also trying to warn people of what can happen when you do that. And I lost all my teeth, and I lost my ability to poop on my own, and I lost relationships, and I lost my health and all that stuff. So I'm gonna spend the rest of my life trying to warn people about what eating disorders can do to you. So that sounds interesting. Or if you want, like, I do fun things, I sing, I try to be funny. I don't think anyone thinks I'm funny except for myself. I think I'm hilarious. And all the things, then subscribe and welcome. And now I'm talking about being a part of the LGBTQ community and how it's a little bit different in my life than most people in that community. So welcome, subscribe. Okay, let's get into your questions. So you guys left me so many, holy crap. Okay, will it be a direct upload? Yes, it will. Who knew to ask that? I'm not gonna say names because I got a few messages where people are like, hey, if you read mine, please don't mention my name, and I forget who those people were, so I'm just not going to read anybody's name unless it's somebody I personally know in real life that I know they wouldn't mind being called out. Or like, for instance, Jana, my cousin, said, what's been your favorite part about coming out? I think my favorite part is probably just the fact that I feel so much lighter. Like, and Danny has even been saying this too. He says that I look, my aura, everything about me is so much lighter and so much more like I don't have this dark cloud, heavy cloud on me at all times. Not that it's dark to be LGBTQ, but I'm saying that, like, for me it was in my situation. And what was I gonna say? I forget. What was I saying? Crap. I got distracted. But it made me feel really good, and it made me feel excited. Someone else asked, how is this gonna, how do you see this affecting your future? Will it change anything? So for me, it will change a lot. And for you guys, it might change because I'm gonna be like talking more about it, and now I can talk openly and freely about it and not have to worry about like keeping this secret that kept me sick for so long. And I can already feel myself healing. I know it's only been a couple days, but guys, like, a huge difference. It's bizarre. It's so weird. I've had my bad moments, but overall, I would say, holy crap, I'm moving on. But moving on, I'm just I don't know what I meant by that. Anyway, will it affect my future? No, not as far as like my life. The only thing it will affect is that it will hopefully affect my recovery in a more positive way because I can talk about it now, and I can like share what I went through and how my bisexuality affected my whole life, my eating disorder, my abuse, my school issues, my health problems, my mental problems, all of those things were obviously it's a whole different perspective. Now that you guys know that I'm bisexual, that's a whole different perspective that I went through growing up, and I did it alone, all alone. Didn't tell one soul until I told my husband 2 years ago. And that's a really long time. That means I was like 32 years. Holy crap. That I kept that secret to myself. Didn't even tell my best friend. Didn't even tell my sister, Michelle, who I tell everything to. Didn't tell anybody. Isn't that crazy? But that's done now. And now I'm looking forward to just talking about how, this is my coming out. Yes, I'm bisexual, but my story isn't like other people, because I still want to remain active in my church. And not that the church wouldn't allow me to be active in it if I wasn't, bisexual, but I do also want to show the other side of it, where people get so afraid that they have to leave their church if they come out. And I just don't think that that's true. So I don't know. I'm just excited to see where this takes us. So, and I think it'll help my recovery even more. So that's awesome. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Maybe I'll save that for last. If you're here for the question about my family, because obviously I'm going to put that in the title, because that's like 80% of the questions that I got were about my family. So if you're here for that, maybe I'll just do it right now. But then you won't watch the rest. Will you watch the rest if I do it at the end? No, you're going to fast forward to the end. It's okay, I would do the same thing. I'm really boring. Okay, hold on. Let me find some other ones and we'll get there. Okay, no, let's do the family first. Okay, so all the questions. How did your family react? How did you tell them? How did you feel after you told them? Did they react negatively? Did they react positively? Did anybody disown you or shun you? All the questions you guys have given me, so thank you. I will say that overall, thinking about the experience of telling my family, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And it was really beautiful. Danny and I have a very large family. Both sides of our family are huge. And out of both of our families, like dozens and dozens of people, there are 2 people that I can think of that were pretty upset about it, pretty angry, pretty disappointed, pretty sad, just really negative about it. But I'm hoping that maybe this can help them see that it doesn't mean I'm giving up like my beliefs and my church, because I want to stand. I want that. Like I'm choosing that for myself. And I think that there's this big misconception out there, especially in my religion, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that you're not even allowed to be a member if you're gay or bi or trans or whatever. That's just not true. There are different blessings that come with different things, and like for instance, my eternal marriage is my favorite part about our religion, and that means marriage after death. Like no more, like no till death do you part. Like you can have eternal marriage, and that's what Danny and I have, and that's something that you can have with a man and a woman in marriage, and that's something that I cherish and don't want to lose. But there's always a place for everybody. There's a place for everybody in our church, and so maybe I just want to be more of a speaking out loud example of this to people who aren't brave enough to speak up about it, because it's hard to talk about it when you come from that kind of background, and when you're a part of a religion that not necessarily the religion frowns upon it, but like the people do, and the people in it treat you differently. What was I talking? Wasn't I talking about my family? How did I get into that? Oh, the couple people that didn't take it well. Other than that, everyone was so wonderful, and even those couple people, I know they still love me. I know they still support me in what I do in my recovery, and I think that they'll come around someday and kind of learn really what it's about and not what it seems to be, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, I love my family, every single one of them. They were wonderful. How did I feel after I told them? Well, it was different for each person. Again, the majority, I felt really good, really good. There were a couple where, it was rough, and I cried for days, and it was really hard to hear some of the things they said to me. But eventually I got over it, and I moved on, and I forgave them, and I let it go, and yeah, like overall, again, like in general, I felt really good after coming out to each person in my family. Danny was the first one I told, and then I told Alicia was actually the second person I told. What up, Alicia? Unlikely Courage on YouTube. You should go subscribe, even though she hasn't posted any videos, but that's my fault because I'm her videographer and I'm her editor and I'm her uploader, and I haven't been doing that for her. I'm a really good friend. Yay, go subscribe. I'll link it below. Love you, Alicia. So she was the first after Danny to know, and then I told my mom, and when I told my mom, it wasn't planned, and so the reaction was really interesting. So if you'd like to hear that story, leave it below, leave a question, tell me below if you want to hear that story, because that's a really awesome story in and of itself. And in the meantime, I'll ask my mom if she's comfortable with me telling that story, but I can't imagine her not being. Who's talking to me? People are always like Marco Poloing me right when I'm filming. It's like they know. People just know. So thanks, people. Love you. Anyway, she was wonderful. But if you want the details, let me know. And then I think my first sibling that I told was Michelle, my sister. Doesn't surprise me. I tell her everything. I always have. And then she kind of helped me tell my other siblings. Yeah, and who else? I don't know. If you want like detailed stories, some of them I know would not want me to share their story of when I told them, like details anyway. So I'm not gonna do that. But if you want to hear, like, I'm pretty sure my mom would be fine with it. She was amazing, so I can't see her being uncomfortable with that. Can I just say, my mom, you guys know how much I love my mom, but she has just blown me away. Like, she has gone above and beyond to support me through this, even though it couldn't have been easy for her. And she's done nothing but love me and care for me and show me support and show me love. And I love my mother to pieces. There's like, I feel like I'm gonna cry a little just because there's like nobody that I've ever had a connection with like I do with my mother, and I'm sure a lot of people have that with their moms. For me, I've always been like tied at her hip. Like since I was a little girl, I would never leave her side. I would never want to go to school. I would never want to go to church primary and leave her side, and I would scream every time just because I wanted to be with her 24/7. And I still try and stay nearby to her. We lived with her for 8 years, me and my husband. She's just always been my best friend, and I love her, and I'm so lucky to have a mom like that. I'm so blessed. Okay, yeah, if you want to know more, let me know. Yeah, because like Danny's family was a little bit different than my family. I have not told my dad, my real dad. I don't think he or my little half brother watches my videos anymore anyway. So I think when I see them at Christmas is the only time that I allow, that sounds so stupid, but like allow him to see me as around Christmas time, and all my siblings are there with us, and it's actually really cool. I love it a lot. So, okay, let's see now. If you ended up with a girl instead of Danny, do you think your family would have reacted differently? And do you think it is easier for them to accept you because you're with a man? That's a good question. No matter what I say, it's just going to be a guess. It's not going to be like a for sure thing. So I will say, I think it would be much different. And I think it would be much harder for them to get used to. But I also know that they would get used to it eventually. And they would find a way to just, you know, be happy for me, whatever way that I was happy. But, you know, I don't think I ever, like, it crossed my mind a few times, but never did I, like, plan to be with a girl. Does that make sense? And probably just because of the way I was raised, you know, a woman marries a man. Like, I always pictured myself marrying a man, and that's why I was confused for most of my life, because I liked both. But I don't think really it like occurred to me that I did have that choice. I don't think I felt like I did have the choice. But even like right now, I can say, like, looking back, if I felt like of course I had the choice, but I didn't feel like I did because of my environment and stuff. I don't know. I just don't know if I would have actually done that. I don't know. It's really interesting. I don't think I've thought about that very much. So interesting thought. But yes, I think it would be very different. I think it would be a lot harder for them. And I would hope, and I'm pretty sure that they would get used to it eventually, and that they would still love me no matter what, and that they would hopefully try to accept any partner that I've loved enough to be with. So yeah. Okay. Erin said, she was quoting me. This isn't a question. She was quoting me on the video when I said, I met Danny accidentally. Best way to meet your future spouse. It's true. He's not the type of guy I would have gone for. I talked about that in my coming out video. Like, I was more attracted to feminine, girly, gay men before they were out. And Danny's like so the opposite of that. He is so all about like anything boyish that the world categorizes as boyish. That's my husband to a T. So it's just really funny. Let's see. My husband is so wonderful. I really should have found these ahead of time. What do you want me to sing? What should I sing? I am beautiful, and so are you. We are beautiful, and we all go poo. Some of us have a harder time going poo in the size of a dime, and some of us can do it on our own, and some of us do it alone. I would hope everyone poops alone. What? That made no sense. Do my songs ever, though? No. I love you, Shani. I love you too, Michelle. Okay. Okay. I like this. I'm glad you brought this up. Why did you feel that you even had to tell your family since you won't be being with a woman anyway? Okay. This is a great question. Simply because of what I do. My life is on the internet. So if my life wasn't on the internet, then I probably would not have ever told them. You're right. There would be no need, because it's not like I want to, or I'm going to leave Danny and be with a woman or anything. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's literally just my job, and my whole life is on the internet. And I think that something like that, if I found out something like that about my sibling or whatever, something huge like that over the internet, I don't know, I would feel bummed. So I didn't have to tell them at all, but I wanted to be courteous, and I wanted to be sensitive to the fact that it would really suck for them to hear this through a video instead of me telling them personally. So that's why I told them. Let's see. Did anyone in your family ever react negatively? If so, has their opinion changed? That's a good question, because I didn't answer that part. Yes, some people reacted very negatively. Since then, they have come to me and said that they want me to know that they still love me, and that's great. So let's see. Man, so many family questions, dude. What did your family say after watching the video? I didn't hear from anyone except for my mom. My mom called me right away. Like, she called me an hour after I uploaded it, which means she was waiting for that video, and she watched it and called me right away, which is so cool. She called me or she didn't call. Sorry, I kept saying call. She didn't call. She texted me, and she was like, I'm so proud of you. You must feel so much better now. You must feel so, like, just much freer, and I'm so excited for you to continue to grow and continue on your recovery. Like, she just was so beautiful to me. And then my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, who We were best friends in high school, and then I hooked her up with my brother, so I've known her for a long time. She texted me too and said, hey, I listened to your video and I'm really proud of you and I support you, and I don't know, just all the good things. So that really meant a lot to me. I can't think of anyone else in my family that did call or text or anything, at least to say like that. I had one sister that called me about it, but she wanted wait, did I say that? She wanted to make sure it wasn't her in the video when I was saying that a sister of mine when I was really little had told me that you would go to hell if you're gay, or if you're a girl and you like girls, you'll go to hell. And I said in the video, that person I don't even blame, because they were young too. We were both very young, but that did stick with me forever and blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh my gosh, did I say this to you? And I was like, no, it wasn't you. It was the other one. She's like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry if I did. I need to apologize to people because that's not how I feel at all, blah, blah. And I'm like, calm down. Nobody thinks that. So she was really funny. Like, that made me actually smile a lot. She's like, I'm so sorry if I said that when I was little. I'm like, even if it had been you, I wouldn't have blamed you. You were little and you might have translated it in that way, just like I've mistranslated a lot of things in my life, so no worries at all. But yeah, so those 3 people reached out and it was really, really awesome. So thank you for doing that, family. Let's see. How long have I been going? Danny's on his way home and I made him dinner. What? I'm so proud. He's gonna be so surprised. He doesn't even know. He just called me and he's on his way home and he's like, do I need to pick up dinner? I was like, no, I'll find something here. But little does he know, I went out all by myself today. I went and ran a whole bunch of errands and I went to the store and I got ingredients and I made him some delicious chicken Alfredo pasta and garlic bread and corn, and I got him his favorite apple strudels for dessert. So he's gonna be so surprised. Okay, it's kind of hard to find questions. Where are all the questions? I should have screenshotted questions. Sorry, this is taking me forever. What should I sing about? What should I sing about? I'm too tired. Where are your questions? I can't find them. Okay, I would like to talk about this because this is another comment that I got from a few different people. Okay, I hope to not offend you with my atheism. You can't offend me. I respect all beliefs. Because I really like you and I watch all of your videos. However, I cannot be silent about how sad it makes me how much shame and anxiety always follow religion. I am also so taken aback by knowing that you were terribly hurt and misused within your religious community. Something here is not right. Faith should include love more than unright rules. Much love and hugs from an atheist who accepts and cherishes you with no conditions. Thank you. That's really, really sweet. I will say, like I was just saying, like I respect all other people's beliefs and I would hope that people would respect mine. In particular, I want to point this out. I've said it so many times before, but I want to make it clear to everybody who asks any sort of question about my religion and how this has affected me and other things that have gone on with me through my religion. I have never felt that the religion in itself is the problem. The problem is the people in it. People take scripture and take what they're taught, and some people are so self-righteous and so just holier than thou and take that as, oh, I get to like knock on people who are sinning or who they think are sinning or be overly judgmental or whatever. That's the people. That's not the church. At least in my case with my religion, I believe that 1000%. I believe in my church fully and I love it. I love my religion. I love most of the people in it, but there are a lot of people who just are so judgmental. It blows my mind. And I feel like every religion has this. I don't think it's just my religion, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You guys know us as Mormon. We prefer to go by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I love it. And I feel like the gospel that I'm a part of is perfect, and perfect for me and perfect for anyone who wants to accept it into their life. But I also respect other people's beliefs. I even respect everything, atheism, Muslims, and Judaism, and other Christian faiths, like all of the things. I respect everybody, and I try to just not ever judge and not ever blame anything on the religion itself, because you're asking, how did all those horrible things happen to me within my religion? Pretty sure you're talking about me being sexually abused. Again, that's another example of, it's not the church, it's the people. And it's the people who sometimes are very sick and twisted and very mentally ill, and they do horrible things to people, and it sucks. But I don't think it's the church's fault, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Let's see. I love you. You're my favorite people. I love you. I do. Where are the questions? There were a million when I looked before, but now they're gone. I can't find them. I need to find some more questions. Where are your freaking questions? I don't see one question mark anywhere. Where are all the freaking questions? What part of Utah do you live in? I live in Pleasant Grove. It's named after me. Let's see. I came from a conservative Christian family, and I cannot let them know I'm bisexual. I cannot date girls because they will disown me. I can't imagine how scary this must have been for you. I'm so proud of you. You are a brave, courageous woman. Thank you, my dear. You know who you are, who left that. Thank you very much. This wasn't a question, but I just wanted to respond and say that, again, like, I was terrified too to come out to my family. Like, I was positive that they would disown me, and you might be thinking, well, you're not acting on it, so that's different. But the people that were really negative about it had a really hard reaction. I asked them specifically, would you love me any different if I ever ended up with a girl? Actually, they asked me that. They said, is that something that's ever going to happen? And I said, no. But if it did, how would you feel? And again, like, yeah, they were a little harsh about that, but they still love me. They still accept me. They still always want what's best for me and send all of their love and blessings to me. So I don't know, just be who you are, be who you feel like you need to be. And if your family is your family and they're truly your family, that doesn't just mean blood related. Family can be friends, family can be other people that you work with, or other people's parents. Like, you can find a family that will understand. This family here understands the Shanny Fannies. So speak up and talk about it in the comments more, and ask people for support, and you'll find so much of it. So yeah. Where are the questions? What the crap? Oh, wait, I see a question mark. That wasn't a question though. Hold on. Oh, question for Ask Shanny video. Hi, Shanny. Hi. I absolutely love you and your channel. I love you and your channel too. Honest question. How do you and Danny feel about plural marriage or polygamy? Oh, okay. I don't know where the question is. I'll try and find it. But someone also asked, since the sister wives, since their daughter came out as gay and the church wanted to disown them, did your church want to disown you? We're not the same church. I don't know how many times people have asked me this. We're not the part of the church that practices polygamy. We practiced it hundreds of years ago. It became against the law, and one of our commandments is to obey the laws of the land, and so we stopped practicing polygamy. And back when we did, there were other reasons, and it was forever ago. But there were a lot of people, when we decided we didn't want to practice anymore, that left our church and made a different church from our church. So, we're known as the LDS Church, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And these people broke off and made the FLDS Church, which is the fundamentalist or fundamental, I think, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And basically, and there's different parts of it. And like the sister wives, I didn't know this till recently. Somebody told me that they're not even FLDS. I guess they're part of a different, I forget, the work or something like that. I don't know. So they've got their own thing going too. So the answer is we don't practice polygamy. We don't want to practice polygamy. And I've never really thought about like, how do we, like, we don't feel that we would ever like practice it, but you asked how we feel about it. How do we feel about plural marriage? For me, it's another one of those things where I try my hardest to not judge anybody and their beliefs. And as long as they're not hurting me or the people around them, that's what matters to me. And so I don't know how I would feel because I don't know anybody who does that. So, yeah. Aww. Shannon. Her name is Shannon. I said I wasn't going to read names. Too bad. Shannon said, the LDS Church needs you. You were born to be a leader and example in the LDS community. God bless. Thank you, Shannon. I hope I can help. Aw, look at these nice comments. I know these aren't questions, but I just want to read them. I just want to say how proud I am of you, and this video made me start contemplating on coming out to my LDS best friend. Thank you so much for this. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. These are so nice. These aren't questions, but now I just want to read the nice ones. These are so sweet. You have such a beautiful soul. I can't relate exactly, but we have eerily similar stories. I'm so happy you chose to come out. You will always have my support. My only request is to please stop dimming your light so that others shine brighter. You're an amazing person, and you can't even begin to imagine how much you have helped me. Love, love, love. I love you. Thank you. Rose. Thank you, Rose. I feel like I can read the names if it's just a comment. I hope. Okay. Like earlier, I read like 4,000 messages, and now I can't find any of them. Or questions. So I don't know where they all went. This is really boring. You're welcome. Happy birthday. Oh, what is this? Oh. Oh! Okay, we're doing it. Happy birthday. Thanks, girl. You're a whole new you. Congratulations. It's not my birthday, but thanks. That's cute. Because it's like, happy birthday. You're saying who you are. I look forward to what's to come. Same. Thankfully, the comments I read all seem to be supportive. I may be jumping ahead, but I bet you have a crush on Colleen. I might have a little crush too. So happy for you and Danny. So I was talking about this last night, actually, on my Insta Live. If you're not following me on Instagram, guys, I go live every night. I have a private account that I go live on now where I can be a little bit more open and free and not worried about like censoring my language because my family is really sensitive to that. Also, like my super young, well, sort of young nieces and nephews watch those. So I made a private account on Instagram to go live on so we can like really talk about the hard things and not have to like censor anything. So if you're interested in that, I go live every night. I'll put it in the description below what the private one is, and you can also follow me on my main one. I do a lot of stories and stuff like that on my main one, and then I go live on the private one. So last night, everyone was at, because we all know each other so well, because we're all there every night. Come and be a part of it. All of you are welcome. Come be part of our family. We get to know each other. We tease each other. So they were all asking me like what my favorite features on women are. And I've never even to Danny or anybody said that out loud. So it was so weird to answer it. I don't even remember what I said. I don't think I really answered it. I don't know. I got too nervous. I don't know if I'm just like I don't know if I'm ready to do that, but I tried. But anyway, Colleen did get brought up, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's it, isn't it? Like, you totally have a crush on Colleen. Okay, listen. I've had a crush on Colleen since the second I saw her, but not in a sexual way. More of like, holy shit, I need to meet this girl because she saved my life, and I adore her, and I think she's gorgeous. I think she's got the biggest heart in the world, and if I wasn't dedicated to my husband, I would absolutely have an actual crush on her. So I will say that I have a celebrity crush on her. It's not a real crush, but I definitely have a crush on her for sure. She's one of my celebrity crushes for sure. Love her to death. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to think about that because I'm married, you know? So, but if we're just being playful about it, like, yeah, duh. Where's Danny? Ooh. Wait, what? How did you find out during a time you weren't able to see women in person romantically being married? Okay, so you're saying when I'm married, how did you find out during a time you weren't able to see women in person romantically while being married? How did I feel? Well, I felt really guilty, and I felt really like ashamed, but that's not just with women. Like, there were men too, at one point that I was so... Danny and I went through a really rough patch a year into our marriage. We split up. We were gonna get divorced. I went to live with my parents. He went to live with his. Like, we were not gonna stay together. Something about our hearts, though, are just so connected. Our spirits are so connected that we just gravitated right back toward one another, and I'm so glad we did. But during that time, it was a really confusing time for me, and I definitely kind of started thinking about that stuff. But nothing to the point of like that would have ever gone anywhere or whatever, because I think maybe in my heart I knew, even though there's Danny, even though I forget what I was about to say because it distracted me how excited I am to see my husband. We're gonna ask him when he gets here to tell you how he felt when I came out to him. But anyway, we ended up being together, but yes, obviously those thoughts have crossed my mind, and sometimes they still do once in a while, but not really, not since Danny and I have been working so hard on this together over the past couple of years. It's really, really brought us so much closer, and I love it. Where's my husband? I love him so much. We're gonna have to do part 2, y'all, because for some reason I can't find these questions. Yeah, would you have ever dated a girl if you hadn't married Danny? Again, I don't know. It depends, I guess. Back in the day, no, because of my family, and things were a lot different, guys, when I was a teenager. When I was in my early 20s, things were a lot different. Do you hear the garage door? We're right on top of the garage, so that's what you're hearing. Okay, I'm trying to find a quick question until he comes up. Aw, Danny really is an angel, and I'm so happy you have each other. I agree. He's perfect. I love him. Hey, babe. Hello? Where'd he go? Babe? I don't know what he's doing. This is so boring. I'm sorry. This is so boring. This is so freaking boring. This is really, really so freaking boring. This is so freaking boring. This is really so freaking boring. I'm so freaking boring. I'm really talented. You don't have to tell me or you know. Come on. Where are all the questions? What the heck? Wait. Are you here? Danny? What are you doing?
Just taking my stuff off.
Oh. Would you ever give polygamy a go? No. We don't want to, and it goes against the rules of our church because it's disobeying the laws of the land. Hey, come answer a question if you can. Where does he keep disappearing to? There he is. Hi. Can you come tell them how you felt when I came out to you?
I thought you did that over the phone.
Well, you did, but then I had to stop it and re-record because I said something that I was not supposed to say.
Oops.
And so I stopped it, and now, because I can't edit it, it's a direct upload. Ooh, look what came in the mail. Let's see if it works. This is one of those like double chin things. I think they're bull crap, but I'm very curious about it. He's coming. He's been wonderful. I told him just a couple of years ago. I think I told the story of how I told him. Yeah, in the coming out video. And he knew, but he was a little bit, I don't know. What is it that you were saying before?
Alright.
Here, come answer, and then we'll hang out. I made you dinner.
I saw that. It looks so good. Thank you.
Are you surprised?
Yes.
Wait, you gotta come on the camera. Come on and answer. Come here.
What's the point of this?
Supposed to get rid of your double chin.
Okay. It looks like you have the measles or the mumps. So.
Don't judge my mumps. Okay. So tell them how you felt.
I felt surprised, number one, even though I had inklings and the knowledge.
You said you kind of knew.
Yeah, I said I kind of knew because obviously, you know, you don't live with someone for 15 years and not pick up on stuff unless you're an idiot. I am not an idiot, so I read the signs and I saw the things, you know, and then it all turned to just support and love, and I wanted to help Jenny find who she was and really just support any decisions that she wanted to make. You know, because again, 15 years, you love somebody that long. I mean, you know, it's hard
30
to.
minutes?
Huh?
I'm not wearing this for 30 minutes.
I don't know why you're wearing
Not
it
today.
at all.
'Cause I wanted to see what it feels. It's like sticky. But feels. This is the weirdest. It's sticky, but it doesn't leave anything. What the? What is that? Is my double chain on?
Super
No,
good.
because you have to wear it for 30 minutes. Anyway, I'm sorry. I interrupted a very important
A little bit.
moment. Okay, sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
Anyway, that's how I felt.
I wasn't listening to what you said.
Oh, you have to watch it.
You were surprised.
I was surprised
Is
that
it?
that
I
at the
just
announcement.
blurted it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it was pretty emotional for you. You were pretty pissed, or you know, not pissed, but you know. Anyway,
I was pissed too.
yeah.
I was all kinds of feelings. And I just blurted it out and didn't even. Yeah. Are you gonna shower?
Oh yes,
Can I do that now?
yes,
And I'll answer a couple more questions then.
yes.
Well, thanks for your input. He was wonderful, guys. Bottom line, he was wonderful. And since the second I told him, he became automatically supportive and sweet and just really sensitive and patient. I think if you had come to me and told me you were bisexual, I wouldn't be patient. I'd be like, what men are you attracted to? Are you seeing men behind my back? What's going on? Do you like men too? Do you want to leave me? Or is this marriage over? And he was like, I'm here for you, babe. Whatever you need from me, I'm here. You're so lucky. You're real cute.
Thanks.
Even your chin pubes are cute.
Thanks.
Okay, you take care.
Okay,
Enjoy your shower.
I will.
Merry Christmas.
Already? Don't-
Speaking of,
No, absolutely not. We're
no,
not
not
talking
that,
about
not that. I have some bags from Hobby Lobby.
bags.
Yeah, that I was gonna have you bring in, and a watermelon. I'll go get it with you. He hates watermelon season. It's the worst. We have a lot of stairs in our house.
I took my shoes off.
Where are my flip flops? I'll just go get it. Okay. Well, should I end it here anyway? Maybe I will end it
I'll
here.
get it. I'll get it. You keep going.
Well, no. I'm gonna end it and help him. Okay,
No,
guys.
I got it.
Yes. No, you don't. I can tell. I love you guys very much. Thanks for listening. Thanks for asking me the questions. Ask me some more because I'll probably do a part 2 maybe tomorrow because there's a lot I didn't answer yet. So leave questions below in this one, even if you already did in the other one. This is the one where I'm going to look for questions for tomorrow. So I'll see you for that. And I love you guys very much. And thanks for your support. And remember forever and always that you're beautiful.
You're worth it.
And I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye.